Hey folks, thanks for tuning into this video. I wanted to make one that shows you how The Boys has gone from this small series about a comic book to a show that has captivated this country and is actively commenting on our society and is actually giving you a lot of knowledge about American history that you won't even get from a college level class. So let's go ahead and get into this, and I'm going to show you some clips here. And as we go through, I'm going to pause, I'm going to give you some commentary, I'm going to be giving you the sources for these historic references in the video. Okay?
People would rather die than be Soviet slaves. It's too late.
So we see this Captain America type trope here, Soldier Boy arguing with a Russian Soviet over Afghanistan.
Afghanistan is ours. Wrong. It's free. And I'll stand by our Mujahideen brothers until the end.
So this is important because if you don't know, we were just talking about Afghanistan here in the United States headlines, okay? People lost their minds because Joe Biden finally decided to pull out and basically left behind billions in military equipment, okay? And people were like, how dare he leave a jet plane there and a tank there and guns there? Oh my God, we're not going to be able to go on like this. And the problem is what this show is trying to tell you, that we've been in Afghanistan since the 1980s. Okay, you think of Afghanistan and you think about Osama bin Laden and you think about 9/11 and about terrorism. But what they don't teach you in your US history class is that we helped build this problem through a program called Operation Cyclone. If you look into this program, the government, the CIA, we picked some winners and losers in the battle between Afghanistan and the Soviet Union. We found a group of freedom fighters called the Mujahideen, and we supported them. We gave them a lot of weapons. We gave them a lot of arms and financial support. Okay? Then many years later, what has come out of Afghanistan, right? Terrorism. So when it's people that we support, they're freedom fighters. And when it's people that don't like us, they're terrorists. Okay? So you need to really pay attention to these things in history because this is not even that long ago. Okay? People think that Afghanistan is an issue right now, and this has been something going on since the 1980s. Okay? And we're part of the reason that it is like it is today. So going a little bit further, as far as, okay, what is the boys trying to tell us about American society? They also get into some operations that the CIA took part in Central America. Okay, so I want to play this clip for you, and then we'll talk about this. Pay attention to the little subtitles at the bottom here.
Some of the cash came from selling arms to Iran. Oliver North's epic fuck-up. But the rest? If there's one thing that the Contras had plenty of, it was cocaine. I was in charge of trafficking the coke into the U.S. and then using the profits to buy more weapons. In the fight against the Reds, whatever it took.
That's some self-justifying bullshit.
So this CIA agent is admitting that, like, hey, the United States dealt drugs for guns, and we were doing this on a world scale. But this is where the show is trying to get woke as fuck and tell you what our own government is doing to our people. And most people just watch this and think it's pure entertainment. But listen to this.
Were you part of that other thing, too?
What other thing?
She knows. Tell him.
The unwritten policy was to sell the cocaine strictly to minority neighborhoods. Destabilize, demoralize, while staying out of white ones.
Okay, so this CIA agent in this show admits that the United States was dealing in arms and drug trafficking, and they were taking cocaine, bringing it into the United States, and putting it in black neighborhoods to create destabilization, right? Ruin their communities. And if you look into this, there was actually a journalist who wrote about this, okay? His name was Gary Webb. And if you look into this man, he wrote a book called Dark Alliance. This is something I have in my digital library. If you're interested in this channel, if you like this information, please drop me a comment, and I'll hook you up with access to my digital library so you can read this stuff for free. But if you look into this, you'll see that, like, yeah, people researched. We found out that there were a lot of connections between the CIA, these people running guns, these people running drugs. How are they getting into the country, right? It has to be from somewhere. Other movies have talked about this as well. If you look at American Gangster, it talks about how, hey, when Vietnam was going on, there were people bringing heroin into the country because that area just happens to be a very fine area for producing heroin. Okay, so you need to really pay attention to this stuff. Even though it seems like it's fiction, people are putting the truth in movies, they're putting it in science fiction, they're putting it in TV shows. Because at the end of the day, I think that the people who design this programming, maybe they believe in karma, maybe they want you to know what's going on so they don't feel as bad. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, where do they get off like laughing at you while telling you the truth about your own history? I don't know. It's a really interesting show. I want to know what you guys think about it. What is the show saying about American history? What is it saying about our society? Let me know. I really appreciate your time. God bless.